Well, here we are for the finale of the Sunburn circuit. Thanks for sticking around and watching. Let's see what kind of trouble the boys can get into today.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. After searching for hours, we found the coolest little spot to do some stealth camping on one of the keys last night. Let's go find the boys. Are you up yet?
I'm up. I'm vertical. I don't know about how up that means. How are you sleeping?
Oh, it was a bit chilly.
You look like Igor with that hood on.
Igor.
Woo! It's a bit chilly, y'all.
Good morning. A little brisk?
Brisk out here.
How'd you sleep?
Slept in dream sequences, I think. I'd have some crazy dream. I'd wake up. I go, oh yeah, I'm still in a tent. I go back to sleep. I repeated that like 5 times. It was crazy. This is a cool little spot.
Yeah, that worked out all right, right? I think we started before dawn and we ended after dusk.
And we didn't see a sunrise, but we found a really neat little campsite. Just tucked away behind a state park. We won't tell you what, but it was a gem.
What is this? Those two things.
Those are actually called tool tubes. So you can get them for like your tractor, put your tools in it. And it's super cheap. It's a great modification for adventure bikers. You can just bolt them on inside there. Keep some tools. I keep tire irons in one and my waterproof jacket, and then my waterproof pants in the other. And that way, if I'm riding somewhere and I'm not taking my actual panniers, I still have my waterproof gear with me.
That's really cool. Yeah.
GV also makes, and TourTech makes a fitted
the
case.
box.
They're a real handy place to put something, especially if you want to.
Well, especially the tools. Like my tools are right there.
So that's throwing stuff off balance. Now, what happens if you decide? What happens if you decide to take your boxes off and just go for a ride on the trail one day, and you get a breakdown? So that
then I have to throw it somewhere else. That's right. Yeah, it's complicated. I like your setup. That's nice.
Thanks.
All right, guys, we are back on the road, heading toward mainland Florida. Heading into the Everglades today. Got a little chilly last night. Anybody else have to put on a sweater?
Oh, I didn't even get out of my day clothes.
I was actually pretty comfortable. It was, of course, I've got the tent that takes about 30 seconds longer to put down than y'all's, but it does keep me quite comfy.
That's nice. Too bad your high-end air pad though. Woo, man, that thing squeak, squeak, squeak all night long.
Yeah, that is a pain. I got to work on that, figure out a solution.
Well, how do we fix the from Chris?
Oh, get out of here. I did not snore. That was a heck of a spot, man. Thanks for finding that, David.
Yeah, it's funny, the original plan didn't work out, but we found that little gem and it worked out really well.
Absolutely. Best part is it was surrounded by trees and it got pretty windy last night, so I'm kind of glad we didn't end up on the coast like we originally planned.
Oh yeah.
Well, we got the sun out. It's still pretty chilly, 57 degrees, but we are on our way. Gonna warm up with some coffee for these two boys at some point. We don't want David getting hangry again.
That's true.
It can happen.
And then we are heading into the Everglades. Alligators and birds and wildlife and swamps and Tamiami Trail all coming up.
And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button.
And ring that bell. Shipping!
And now they're open.
I forget. You want espresso or you want to make in coffee?
The habanero Cuban coffee with maybe some con leche.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
What'd you find?
Some pretty legit Cuban coffee, and it's going to be habanero mixed in, so with a little con leche. So
Nice.
all right,
Let's
give
do
a
it.
whirl. Yep.
That's very good. I like that a lot.
Dude, that's the best coffee we've had since we've been down here.
That is really good. What is in it?
This is the Cuban coffee.
Yes.
You put it milk inside. That's a
What is a
little sugar.
little sugar?
Yeah.
That's really good.
Brilliant. Love it.
Thank you.
But I have a Cuban coffee espresso. This is strong. You drink it now, the night you don't sleep.
So are you from Cuba?
The Cuban.
Nice.
Yeah. I have it here 30 years in the United States.
Really?
I come in the Cuban here in the raft.
Really?
In the what?
4
On a
days.
raft.
Raft.
Wow.
4 days in the.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet you that's a story.
In the 93, I come here.
Really?
Wow.
In the 93, yeah.
How many people?
6. My wife in the 6 May.
How big was the raft?
And this is the raft.
How big?
The 9 feet.
Wow.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Raft in the front, one this and one
A
this.
foot and a half per
that's-
person.
Why did you leave?
But the problem is the Cuban, the government. Yeah. This is
Hola. Buenos días.
Yeah, and the Cuban, you don't have nothing. Working for nothing.
Me llamo Chris.
Every people in the Cuban.
David. Jason.
It's
too much.
Hermano. Hermano.
Much money for the Cuban.
Very good.
Yes.
It's excellent.
Very.
Excellent coffee.
So we going to eat?
I'm sipping these
Yeah,
really
you
fast,
take a-
man. It's
you
like
take a
going.
share.
It's just. I just keep drinking it. It's so good.
Gracias.
Gracias. Thank you.
Everything else is good?
It's good. Very good.
Thank you. Look at that.
It's on
a Cuban breakfast sandwich.
a Cuban breakfast sandwich. Cheers, fellas. Cheers. Danny. Danny? Is that his name?
Danny.
Danny came over here on a freaking raft, man.
9-foot raft with 6 people.
That's ridiculous.
90 miles.
Were they paddling or just going by currents?
They probably paddled, but you know the currents in Florida go south to north, so the water's always warmer.
So they must
probably
know-
just went with the
Rode the
current,
current.
and then pushed it where it needed to go a little bit to direct it. But 4 days, man.
What would happen if you didn't make it? I mean,
Think of all the things that could have gone wrong. Like you ran out of water, shark, whale, pirate.
What if you didn't play the currents right and it took you, instead of toward Florida, it took you to some deserted island somewhere?
Oh,
become a castaway.
Yeah.
That was good. can hear Jason's music now. I think this ride sequence is going to be rock and roll. Hey guys, check out how low we are to the water over here.
Jeez.
That looks amazing.
What are we at, -2 elevation?
Something like that. You could just step right off the little ledge here and be in the water. Like so blue, I can't believe it.
Wonder if the tide ever comes up above the road.
Bet it does in storms. Can you imagine what this place looks like when there's a large storm coming in?
I know.
Pretty neat.
Must be a channel right there. You see the markers? How are you? Well, we wanted to ask, like, when do they leave? Every 20 minutes. What are the costs?
$50 per person, unless you have the actual park pass, then that's deducted $5.
Okay. And how long is it?
It's a 40-minute boat ride, 20-minute show, so you're here for about an hour.
Awesome. That sounds cool. Well, guys, we made it. All the way here. All the way here.
Welcome to the Glades.
Welcome to the Glades. Going on the airboat ride. Indeed.
This is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Flora and fauna, y'all. Flora and fauna.
I bring the boat to a full stop. You guys are more than welcome to stand up, take pictures, videos, anything you guys like. If you do have a question, please feel free to ask. If I don't have an answer for you, I will get you one to the dock. Everybody okay with that? Perfect.
There was an airboat captain in the south of Florida that would give visitors from around the globe a treat of their lives. He would point out the details of the flora and fauna, and this captain, named Jared, would begin each tour by saying, "Hold on to your hats, your glasses, and your small children. We're about to walk the dog." He would then bolt out of the area and down through the Everglades, blowing the hair back of all of these wide-grinned, wide-eyed spectators. Along the way, he would tell about the details of the flowers and the bushes and the trees. He would tell about the birds and the frogs and the things that make noises. But the thing they came to see most was when he would rip off his shirt and jump directly into the water right next to the wild alligators. While paddling in the water about head up, he would look over at the people and say, "Now, alligators are a curious beast. They will only eat things that they think they can swallow whole." So sure enough, just a little bit later, the alligator would open his eyes from sunning and look over and see this bald-headed captain floating in the water and decide, well, that's an easy enough meal, and start moseying his way over to see if he can retrieve it. At this time, about 10 yards away, Captain Jared would pull himself up out of the water so his torso was revealed and then splash back down, at which point the alligator would then realize that this isn't something that he could swallow whole and would give up, turn around, and go back to sunning himself. At this point, all of the visitors are just aghast at the boldness of this captain and the weirdness of the alligator. Moments later, the alligator would turn, open his eyes from sunning again, looked at the captain, again up to his head in the water, and say, "Oh, that looks like a great meal." Captain Jared would look up at the boat and say, "Cool thing is, alligators have a 30-second memory. We can do this all day long." And that captain happens to be my brother.
After all this gator talk and looking for gators and searching for gators, it's got me a little hungry. think I want some gator.
You or ugly is
Jeez.
still the same price, sir. Absolutely.
So?
Fresh, hot, right out of the blades. I can dig it. Tastes like chicken.
Maybe a little chewier.
A little bit chewier.
Of course, they're in cornmeal, so that makes them taste a little different too. I always feel like eating the wildlife I looked at just a few minutes ago.
I wonder what his name was.
Marvin. I knew him.
You wish you'd have kept that toothpick, don't you?
Eating prehistoric lizard, y'all. Gotta go over here to see. I have this little device at home called Platypod, and we met these people at the alligator place, and but this is really coincidental. What is the deal?
My father-in-law, Larry Tiffenbrun, he's a pediatrician. He's the one that invented it.
Really?
Yep.
I bought it about 2.5 years ago. I've used it multiple times. I've strapped it to trees. I put it under cars. I've put it, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
I put a fluid head on top so I can have a...
And he's coming out with a newer version which has leveling devices and all sorts of other things.
Really?
Yep.
That's incredible, actually.
My wife's father invented it.
Now I want one, so I don't even know.
I'll show it to
Just
you.
from your excitement, now I'm actually quite curious about it.
It's a very versatile, very compact.
That's exactly correct.
Flat-footed tripod.
That's exactly correct.
You can put it anywhere. You can strap it anywhere. You can Velcro it anywhere.
Her father invented it.
I use this thing all the time.
Do you really?
I do. I really do.
That's my dad. What have you done with it? That's cool.
I've used it for ancillary shots for music videos. Yep. I've strapped it to palm trees to hold a flash to photograph Mustang cars going downtown Charleston.
You should send him an email.
Oh, pleasure to meet you. Have
Enjoy
a safe
your trip.
journey.
Thank you. Enjoy your tour.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye. I'm going to tell my dad.
Great.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
We got everyone together.
Good news, you guys.
Let's hear it.
Campsite for tonight.
Yes. Where?
About an hour and 7 minutes, not including the dirt road. So let's make it 2 hours.
Okay, cool.
But they have plenty of campsites available, and it's in the campsite that I was hoping for. So $45, and we can all have one site. That was a pretty fun stop, you guys. We got to check out an airboat ride, eat some gator.
I enjoyed it. I think my favorite part of the trip itself was the boat. I was surprised at just how smooth it was. It was really cool.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed it didn't have reverse.
Can you think about the amount of air that would have blown us forward?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would have been torturous.
Yeah. So, David, what are they supposed to do now?
Hit the like, subscribe, and smack that bell.
Is this where we're supposed to leave the main road and head on the dirt?
Yes. Turn left. 0.2 miles. This is Loop Road.
Very nice.
Tamiami Trail basically goes north from here and then left, and we are going to go straight from here, straight west, and then north.
Nice.
Apparently it's not dirt for a little while.
Oh my gosh, if I'd have only had my camera for that. That was cool. Just a bunch of birds flew through the trees like that. It was really neat. Hey, I gotta shoot these birds real quick.
Okay. Starting to sound like me.
I know. What the hell's happening to me?
These big fat gloves, I can't push the GoPro button very easily.
I can't either.
SD card is full. Dadgummit. Do I have time to fix it?
Sure, but I think we're pretty much done except for recording.
The
drive-in, yeah. You all right?
Yeah. Let's try to play.
Oh, my center just said full.
Seems to be.
You rolling?
Yep.
Yep.
Wait, so you mean it's not gonna be like 11, 12 o'clock before we have coffee?
It's actually going to be in the morning.
In the morning? So it's not that we can't make our own coffee. We have coffee, we can make it. But our schedule has been so tight that it's been kind of hard to do both. So we're having to choose, do we have coffee or do we make mileage? And we're having to make mileage. So this allows us to do both. So our wood turned out to not be the greatest. It was really like fresh wood. So fresh that like it smelled really strong of wood. But I learned a little trick, and honestly, I can't remember the channel that I learned it through first. I think it was Epic Family Road Trip. If you haven't seen those guys, they got great content. But they were using a fan on their fire when they either have wet wood from rain or wet wood that they found. And I'm telling you, it makes a tremendous difference. You can save a fire by just having a small fan like this little USB guy. Chris luckily had one in his bag, and so otherwise it would have been a very sad fire. So pretty cool, thanks to Chris. What do you want to talk about? Nothing's going to actually come across on audio, it's just for... So I know there's some purists out there that are like, why didn't he make his own coffee? I mean, come on, it's part of the adventure. And I get it, but on the motorcycle, it's just more of a process to get that stuff out. And the fact that they've got decent coffee down here, it's just easier. Okay, desperate times call for desperate measures. So that is a piece that broke off a disc that goes on top of this. As a result, thankfully, Jason is going to let me borrow his stove so that I can heat up some water and we can ultimately have some coffee, because that would be nice, right?
You got to do what you got to do, man.
You got to do what you got to do.
And I need coffee.
First cup of joe.
So Tweedledee and Tweedledum have had their coffee. They were kind enough to make me some hot water though. I'm a tea guy. I brought a nice selection of teas. Today is Tazo Chai, one of my favorites. I love chai. Now if you like cream in your coffee like I do, British style, you can't very well carry liquids with you on a motorcycle. But this Grace Leche de Coco, it's powdered milk from coconuts, good, healthy, and easy to carry. We stayed at Trail Lakes Campground last night, you guys, in the Cypress Swamp area of the Everglades. It's a really cool campsite. I highly recommend it. In fact, it's run by a fourth generation family, the Sheelys, of Gladesmen. You guys ever heard of Gladesmen?
I have not.
No.
Gladesmen are a traditional culture in this area that basically comes from people who lived on the land, hunted, used this land naturally. And so they run eco tours, which is in keeping with the way that they lived years and years ago, generations ago.
That's cool.
They've been doing tour guides in this area for 50 years.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
That's a good run.
So what's the plan today?
Unfortunately, I knew my front tire was a little questionable to make the entire trip, and unfortunately,
We think you're questionable, so that's fine.
that's true. Well, I try to get my equipment to match my personality. So it looks like we're going through about a wall of water to get where we're needing to go up into Chattanooga, Tennessee. And so with all that rain, I really didn't want to push that front tire any further. So unfortunately, because of limited supply and supply chain issues and all this sort of thing, there were only certain dealers that had a tire that was anywhere near what I wanted to deal with. So I'm having to go to Sarasota, Florida, to hook up with a dealership that is willing to put a tire on.
We're going to still head sort of in that same direction until we hit this massive wave front that you're
Coming right across the middle, right above Orlando, a big old swath that's going to last 3 or 4 days. Cold, wet.
It's waterfront, but it's not the front we were looking for.
But at this point, we're pretty much going to wrap our Sunburn circuit and bid you guys adieu. And thanks for watching. We appreciate you guys tagging along. Thanks again, especially to David for letting us be a part of his aura.
It's a lot of fun. And guys, thank you again for inviting me on this, this Sunburn circuit. Again, I questioned the terminology there, but I had a great time. It's always fun when you film and you guys are filming. It's like you don't feel bad when you have to pull over and it's like, I got to get that. It's like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. So I feel a lot better when I riding with somebody who actually films. It's been a pleasure, and hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Absolutely.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Jason.
I'm not leaving.
Appreciate you putting up with me.
Yeah, well, it's a tour.
That's worth a shake. All right, we're out of here.
Thanks, everybody. See ya.
Well, that's a wrap. Thanks for coming with us to the bottom of Florida. Can't wait to see what Moto Photo Adventures takes us next. I'm Steve. Thanks for watching again. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so you know when we're off on our next adventure.